What is a pacer and should you use one in your next race? Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vizcaino. I'm a high performance coach, and in this video I'm going to define what a marathon pacer is and should you use one in your next race and how to benefit from following a pacer in case you decide to do so. Now, what is a marathon pacer? And usually this is the guy that carries a flag or a balloon highlighting the marathon goal. For example, if I was the 4-hour pacer, then I would carry a flag that says 4 hours. And that means my job is to get you to the finish line within those 4 hours, right underneath, preferably within a minute or two. I like to be within a minute. Now, that's what a marathon pacer is. Now, should you use a marathon pacer or not, that depends on whether you have a specific marathon goal or you're just doing it for recreation. For recreation, you don't need a pacer. There's nothing wrong with following one. But if you are having a marathon goal, maybe you're trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon, or maybe you're just trying to set a PR, then I think you would greatly benefit from following a pacer. Now, I myself have been a pacer a few times, and I've also followed many pacers. So let me start off with the marathon pacers that I have followed and the things that I've liked and some of the things that have disappointed me in a pacer. Now, my favorite pacer was probably Missoula Marathon, which happens to be my PR. And that one, the pacer was very clear in communicating his strategy and his experience of being a pacer, so that I knew that, oh, this guy has a lot of experience. He's definitely going to get us to the goal. I believe at the time it was 3 hours, and he was very good at communicating consistently throughout the race. Even on the water stations, he would let us know, hey, there's a water station coming up. You want to go forward and start getting your water, or pull back. That way the whole group doesn't grab water at the same time. He also had a buddy with him, so when he was going to use the restroom, he would let his buddy take over and then he would catch up. But he told us all of this ahead of time of how this was going to play out, and that helped a great deal. Now, another time that I had a pacer who I was disappointed was this particular person wasn't prepared for the marathon. I did not ask those questions. I was inexperienced, and somehow I missed where he may have told us that he was no longer going to make the goal. And soon I was the only guy following him and say, hey, we are behind. I said, yeah, I'm not going to make it. But either he never communicated that or I missed it. So the lesson there is communicate with your pacer way ahead of time before the race. Sometimes you can meet the pacers at the expo, but if not, definitely at the beginning of the race to find out what their strategy is, what their experience is. If they have a lot of experience, then you know that you can rely on them a little bit more. And it does make a big difference the more that you can count on them to get you to the finish line. That way you don't have to worry so much about looking at your watch and whether you're going too fast or too slow. You can focus more on your breathing. You can focus on your form, your cadence, a lot of those things that are going to make you more efficient and finish stronger than if you were worried about accelerating or slowing down. That I think makes a big difference. Now, I've been the pacer for the Coeur d'Alene, which is the hat here that I'm wearing. This is going to be my 4th time pacing that marathon, and I'm usually the 4-hour marathon pacer. And what I like to do is I like to talk to the group that I'm leading, and if someone joins us in the group, I also like to talk to them. I like to know what their goal is, their experience, and that way I can keep motivating them and also do what the guys that I like were doing for myself. I often remind of posture, remind of their cadence. I remind people of making sure they stay hydrated and little things like that that make a big difference. One of the things that I like to do towards the end of the marathon is making sure that we still maintain a proper posture, because a lot of runners forget, and once they start getting fatigued, their posture kind of goes away and maybe they start punching over or looking down, where our heads put a lot of weight on our back and on our glutes. So I will constantly remind you, hey, make sure that you're using proper form, looking at the horizon, not looking bent over down, and those things make a big difference. So if you're thinking about using a pacer, I encourage you to do so as long as you don't rely on them 100%. The other thing that you want to do is make sure you interview them at the beginning. What is their experience? How many times have they done that race? How many times have they met their goal? And this will give you a clue of how much you can rely on them. If you need a training plan to get you ready for the marathon, you can download it in the link below. If you need a coach, I myself do a lot of coaching. And that's the other thing that I want to mention is that when you have a pacer who is a coach, you practically getting him, if it's, for example, with me with 4 hours, you're getting a coach that's running with you for 4 hours. And that's, I think, significant. So anyway, if you need a coach to train, then go ahead and visit my website at eymcoaching.com and schedule yourself for a call. At the very least, we can come up with a strategy that's going to get you closer to where you want to be as far as your running goal. All right, and don't forget to subscribe and download the free training plan. Till next time, please stay triumphant.